These are the top 3 issues that most women struggle with. Oh, and how we fix them, all right? So the first issue I want to talk about is bad posture. Now, bad posture is a big issue because a lot of women, they get tight chest muscles, tight shoulder muscles, and it pulls their shoulders forward like this, which can end up causing neck pain, upper back pain, and eventually even lower back pain. But there's a really easy stretch that you can do every single day to fix this, and the good news is you can do this stretch like anytime, anywhere, right? So while you're sitting in a chair, all you do is this. Scoot your butt to the edge of the chair, bring your arms behind you, try to point your fingertips backwards if you can, but if they're just out to the side, that's fine too. Then all you're gonna do is pull the shoulders back, drop them away from the ears, and lift your chest toward the sky while pinching the shoulder blades back like this. So what you should be feeling here is a little bit of a stretch in the shoulders and the chest, and you should feel the muscles in between your shoulder blades activating. So we're trying to stretch the front side and activate the back side so our posture goes from this to this throughout the day. The more frequently you do this stretch, opening the chest like this, the quicker your posture will change. So don't be afraid to do this for 10, 20, 30 seconds, 3, 4, 5 times a day. In fact, you can even take your cell phone out and remind yourself, posture stretch throughout the day, so that way you start building a better habit. But if you do that, it's gonna help improve that bad posture. Now, the next thing I wanna talk about is a weak core. And we're not talking about a weak core because we want to slim our belly. We're talking about a weak core because we want to have a strong, stable midsection to prevent lower back injuries and be able to do as much as possible with our bodies as we age and be able to enjoy our lives, frankly. So I want to show you a simple progression that you can use to start strengthening your core. And this one I would do practicing it maybe 3 days a week for 3 rounds of maybe as many repetitions as you can do with good form with a little bit of rest in between. Now, to start this move out, the most important thing that people get wrong is they forget to push their lower back into the ground. You see how when I push my lower back in the ground, my pelvis rotates like this? This protects the lower back and engages the core properly. So the entire time we're doing these movements, make sure the lower back's pushed into the ground. The moment you feel the lower back come up and you can't push it back down to the ground, that's the time to stop, rest, and then do another set once you've recovered, okay? Now, from there, what I want you to do is this. Fingertips away from the ears, palms toward the sky like this. That's gonna help open the chest and bring you better posture as well, because we're opening the chest as we're doing this movement. So lower back pushing the ground, fingertips down, palms toward the sky. You can rest your head on a pillow or lift it up and just try to think length through the top of your head. Then bring your legs up like this. Now a beginner variation would be just tapping one heel at a time, inhaling down, exhaling up like this. A more intermediate would be tapping both heels like this. And if that's still too easy for you, you can kind of straighten your legs a little bit more like this with slightly bent leg raise. Or you can straighten your legs all the way, point your toes, and do a full leg raise. Again, pick a variation that feels good for you and a variation that you can always keep the lower back glued into the ground. And like I said, 3 days a week, 3 times around until you start to lose your form. And that's a really great way to start strengthening your core. Now, the last thing that we see people struggle with at WeShape is this. We're calling it fake motivation, all right? So what does this mean? Most people try to find motivation through self-deprecation, all right? You walk past the mirror, you look at it, and you say, oh, I'm so gross, I hate the way I look, and then you use that as fuel to motivate you to go do a workout. But when we use self-deprecation, essentially self-hatred, to create motivation, eventually we run out of that fuel because it's an emotion rooted in fear and negativity, and we can't sustain that. And so at WeShape, what we try to teach women is to not use fake motivation, but instead find authentic inspiration. And how do we do that? By teaching you self-appreciation, helping you walk past the mirror, notice that inner critic judging your body, pause for a second and say, hey, I like this part of me. I like this part of me. And just like working out, we start to build more and more repetitions of self-appreciation. And when you appreciate yourself and you show up to your workouts from that place, motivation and inspiration becomes a whole lot easier. All right, thanks for watching this video. And if you're a woman who has been struggling with feeling good in your body and about your body, well then make sure you join our women's only workshop that we're hosting very soon. All you have to do is click the link below to sign up for free.